All right, y'all. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashana Shah. And I want to make this video fairly quickly. Fairly quickly. I want to make this video fairly quick. All right. And because I only got like a few more minutes left before I get ready to go to work. So I want to go ahead and get this out the way. But I want to make sure that my people still get edified though, because this is a very important topic concerning birthdays. And a lot of people ask like, oh, like where in the Bible does it say thou should not celebrate birthdays, or it is a sin to celebrate birthdays? And I want to kind of just basically give y'all the verses and show y'all exactly what happened to people or Israelites in particular when they celebrated their birthday. All right. And also even show you where it came from, all that stuff to give y'all the full understanding. So, make sure that y'all like take notes, write down these precepts so y'all can, use these same precepts, when somebody may ask you the same question, where in the Bible does it mention birthdays, all right? So, first things first, I want people to understand, I want people to understand that celebrating birthdays, it is a heathen custom, and heathen custom from Egypt and Babylon, all right? This is not any custom that the Israelites upheld at all. The only time where they did it was when they were probably in captivity or when they went off and started doing heathen things, all right? But other than that, though, celebrating birthdays is not an Israelite custom at all right? But the first thing I'm going to do is just give y'all the verse, Leviticus, give y'all the verse where it shows you, like I said, it doesn't say in the Bible verbatim, thou shalt not celebrate birthdays, but there are many verses that at least support that notion that you shouldn't celebrate birthdays, all right? So Exodus 23, it reads, thou shalt have no other gods before me. So whenever you celebrate your birthday, right, basically you're dedicating that one day to exalt this one person over everybody else. When you have a birthday party, giving them gifts, singing a song for them, doing like all these things in order to, praise this one person for that one day. Even though people may say like, oh, it's just, being with friends, being with family, but when you look at it from a deeper perspective, you'll see that you're literally putting this person over the Most High God. You're making this person a God by doing things, basically like sacrificing things, giving the cake to them, you know what I'm saying? Doing all these things in honor of this one person for this one day. For that one day, they are over the Most High God when you celebrate their birthday, all right? So, like I said, even though this verse doesn't particularly say or specifically say thou shalt not celebrate birthdays, I'm gonna still give y'all more verses that show you, what happened when somebody celebrated birthday, or just show you the customs of it. It's just giving y'all the full spiel, all right? So now I'm gonna go to Genesis to kind of give you the origin and where it came from. Like I said, it is a Egyptian and Babylonian custom, all right? So I'm gonna skip down to verse 20. Genesis 40 and verse 20. So it says, and it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, all right, which was Pharaoh's birthday. As you know, Pharaoh, that is the title given to Egyptian rulers. Pharaoh was an Egyptian ruler at this time. They celebrated his birthday on this day, all right, that he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among the servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. All right. So it was a part of the Egyptian custom on the birthday of Pharaoh. They basically kill somebody while celebrating the birthday of King Pharaoh or whatever. They kill somebody or sacrifice somebody for in honor of the person. All right. So that was a part of the Egyptian custom to celebrate birthdays, like, right? And even though this was not the exact same thing that happened in the account of Job, but the same things were still done in terms of celebrating the birthday, having a feast, and basically isolating one day to honor this person for the day that they were born. All right. So let me skip to Job. Let me go to Job, because Job, he was an Israelite. So now that this the most important, verses, or these are the most important verses to go to when talking about birthdays, because of the fact that these are Israelites, right? And I want to show y'all what happened to Israelites when they celebrated birthdays, okay? Because this is very important, and this is why this is the whole point of this whole lesson, right? So Job 3:3, all right? Job 3:3. Job 3:3, this is what Job said. Verse 2, it said, and Job spake and said, let the day let the day perish wherein I was born, in the night in which it was said, there is a man shall conceive. Verse 4, let that day be darkness, let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let the darkness and the shadow of death stain it, let a cloud dwell upon it, let the blackness of the day terrify it. So basically, Job, he is cursing and just he's saying a bunch of negative things about his birthday. He's not, you know what I'm saying, giving any positive energy toward his birthday at all. Now, I'm gonna show y'all why he's saying this, because there's a reason why he's saying, let my birthday be cursed. Let it not be regarded in heaven at all. Let the shadow of death stain it. There's a reason why he's saying these things. So let's go to Job 1. Job 1:1. All right. So it says, there was a man in the land of Uz. So Job, he was an Israelite, he was a Levite, but he lived in Edomite territory. He said his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. Why was he considered perfect? Or how was he considered perfect? How did he fear God? How did he eschew evil? By keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. That's how he feared God. That's how he, you know what I'm saying, eschewed evil. Okay. And there was born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. All right. So let me skip down to verse 4. And it says, and his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day. So when it says everyone his day, that's basically letting you know how they celebrated their birthdays and they feasted in their houses on their birthdays. That is what everyone his day means, their birthday. All right. And sent and called for 3 and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. So basically they had a whole feast, they had a whole party to celebrate their birthdays. All right. That's what Job's sons and daughters did. Okay. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. So basically, Job, he basically felt like what his sons and daughters were doing, he felt like it was wrong. That's the reason why he gave burnt offerings for it, because back at the time, when they were under the law, you had to give certain sin offerings. Whenever you feel like you did something wrong, you gave an offering to atone for that sin. All right. That is what Job did. What Job did, he felt like like I said, he even says it right here in the same verse. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned. It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus Job did continually. So basically, because Job felt like his sons and daughters, he felt like them celebrating their birthdays was a sin. So he gave an offering for them, or in honor of them, or to atone for them. All right. So let's get down to what happened to them. Let's get down to what happened to his sons and his daughters for celebrating their birthdays. All right. So like I said, mind you, these are Israelites. These are Israelites. Okay. These are not just any heathens, because the heathens, they celebrated birthdays, like that was a part of their customs. It came from them. So God, he's not doing anything to them because of the fact that he doesn't care about them. I'm gonna give out the verse and show you that in a minute. But Job 1:18, it says, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. So somebody came up to Job, and basically they're gonna give the news to him that his sons and daughters died, you know what I'm saying, in their house because of the fact that they celebrated their birthdays. All right. So verse 19 says, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house. What house? The house that they were celebrating their birthdays in. In verse 18, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And we all know that the wages, according to Romans, the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is death. So if celebrating birthdays is not a sin, why did Job's sons die for it? If celebrating the birthday is not a sin, why did Job's sons die for it? All right. So because of the fact that Job's sons celebrated their birthdays, they were killed for it. The Most High sent that wind from the wilderness to kill them. All right. Then it said, and I only am escaped along to tell thee. So the whole point I'm trying to let y'all know, and this, like I said, this goes back to Job 3:3. That's the reason why he said, let the day perish wherein I was born. Saying that the reason that's why he basically cursed his birthday and said a bunch of negative things about his birthday, because of the fact that he realized that his sons, they died for doing that. They died for celebrating that, and even having a party for it. So Job, he doesn't care about his birthday at all. He doesn't celebrate it. He doesn't want any, you know what I'm saying, what you call it, any praise for the day that he was born, because of the fact that his sons got killed for it. And people don't realize that now Job is one of the oldest books in the Bible. So this was basically like, you know, around the time of Genesis. All right. But the whole point is that this just lets you know how it is a sin to celebrate birthdays. If now just because we're not under the same circumstances as Job, because of the fact that when Christ died for us, we ain't got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, dying for our sins. You know what I'm saying? But before Christ died, you had people just getting killed left and right for committing sins. So anytime somebody committed a sin or did anything that was considered wrong in the eyes of the Most High, they were killed for it. Like I said, the wages of sin is death. So celebrating birthdays is a sin because they die for it. But nowadays, since people are not really, you know what I'm saying, getting killed for it, they're not really getting judged for it on the spot, like how Job and his sons were judged for it. Just because nothing's happening right now, people think, oh, I can do it. It's okay. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing in the Bible that says anything about it. But I'm showing it to you right here, where there were some Israelites who got killed for celebrating their birthdays. All right. Now I'm gonna give y'all one more verse. Then I'm gonna be done. But even Jeremiah, a holy prophet of the Most High, an Israelite as well. Jeremiah 20:14. Let's see what he said about birthdays. Jeremiah 20:14. He said, "Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed." All right. So Job and Jeremiah both basically said the same thing about their birthdays. They don't care about it. They hope it be cursed. They wish nothing but just negativity and nothing but bad things on their birthday. All right. So I'm letting you know once again how I showed you how it was a heathen custom that was upheld by the upheld by the Egyptians, also by the Babylonians. I'm also give y'all one more. I have one more verse. Matthew 14, referring to Herod. All right. This like I said, with King Pharaoh, how on their birthdays it was a part of their customs to kill somebody in honor or sacrifice somebody for the birthday of whoever it was. Like if it was King Pharaoh's birthday or Herod's birthday, somebody died for their sakes. All right. So Matthew 14:6, give out this one more verse. It said, "But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod, whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, and said, Give me here John Baptist's head in the charger. And the king was sorry, nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. He sent and beheaded John in prison, and his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother." So, like I said, the same thing that happened in Genesis with Pharaoh, how somebody was killed in honor of the birthday of Pharaoh. The same thing happened with Herod, how they killed John the Baptist on the birthday of Herod. Okay, and that was a part of the heathen customs. Even like I said, even though the same thing was not done by the Israelites, because the Israelites they didn't kill anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like with Job and his sons, they didn't kill anybody, but they still celebrated their birthdays. You know what I'm saying? Which is the part of the heathen customs, and they died for it. Okay, but when you go to heathens, they were not punished for that at all. That was a part of their customs. It came that was them. God doesn't care about them. Why? Amos 3:1 and 3:1-2 says this: "Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities." What is iniquities? Iniquities is sin. So the Most High, he doesn't care about anybody else but his people. All right. That's the reason why Job's sons died when they celebrated their birthdays, because they committed a sin. He punished them for their sins. He didn't punish King Pharaoh, and he didn't punish Herod for, you know what I'm saying, celebrating their birthdays. Why? Because he doesn't care about them. Anytime the Most High's people does something that he considers wrong, he's going to punish them for it. So once again, with this whole lesson, just keeping this whole lesson in mind, right, if you still think that it is not, it is okay, just because, oh, it's just hanging out with family. It's nothing, you know what I'm saying, bad. We're just like having fun. We're just like, you know what I'm saying, doing this, doing that. Like, no. If you're celebrating birthdays still, even after knowing, even after me showing you that Job's sons and he had Israelites who got killed for celebrating birthdays, at that point, you're just a lost cause. I can't say nothing about that. I hope that I hope that everybody that hear that see this video take heed to it and understand why it is very important to, you know, go away from heathen customs and not celebrate birthdays for any reason at all. Now, when it comes down to, like, you know, giving gifts and all this, like, there's nothing wrong with giving gifts, but when you're actually dedicating one day, one whole day, you know what I'm saying, to a person, you're making them a god for one, and you're going against the Most High's laws, and you're basically looked at as a heathen in God's eyes. You're doing heathen, you're practicing heathen customs. All right. So hopefully with this video, y'all got edified. And like I said, just kind of like wrap it up and kind of conclude everything. When it come down to, like, you know, somebody's birthdays, if somebody was to come up to me and say, oh, like, I know there are questions people may have, like, you know, or post questions where people may say, okay, what would you do if somebody, you know, came up to you, try to celebrate your birthday? Me personally, I just let them know up front to them, like, I don't celebrate birthdays. You know what I'm saying, like, if you want to give me gifts or give me money, like, I don't mind, but I'm not gonna have no whole party, you know what I'm saying, and throw a whole day and dedicate this whole day to me, where you, like, you know what I'm saying, come to my house and whatever, and we bring drinks and we have music playing and you got birthday cake and you sing happy birthday to me. We're not doing that. All right. We're not doing all that. If you want to give me gifts and, you know, like, you want to like, you know, hey, I'll praise the Most High. We're seeing the age of da, 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 like, okay, I'll take that. But I'm not taking any happy birthdays. I'm not taking any, you know what I'm saying, like any whole, you know what I'm saying, what you call it, party thrown for me. I'm not doing all that. Okay. And I feel like that's the same thing that people should take. They should do the same thing. Like, they should have that same energy. Like, when it comes down to Most High's laws, you should be serious about it. A lot of people are not serious about the Most High's laws. They just think that, oh, like, well, I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, if somebody want to give you a gift, okay, it's all good, because there's nothing wrong with giving gifts. You can still give gifts on there. There are certain holidays where, you know, even though it's not the exact same thing as Christmas, but you still give gifts on those days. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah is basically like a more holier, you know what I'm saying, Christmas. There's no paganism behind it. It's all holy, you know what I'm saying? So you can still do certain things. Just make sure it's not following the actual, you know, heathenistic customs of the Babylonians, of the Egyptians, of you know what I'm saying, of them. All right. So you can probably give gifts, all that stuff like that. Maybe give money. Nothing wrong with doing that at all. But actually throwing a whole party and dedicating that one whole day to that person, giving them a crown and whatever it may be, doing all that stuff, that's considered evil in God's eyes. All right. So I'm gonna make more videos in the future concerning many topics and many simple topics, that I feel like you know, I want to make sure that I address the simple things, address the little things, address the milk first. And because, you know, we can get into like the deeper things, you know what I'm saying, all day, every day. But I feel like there are still little things that our people need to understand, need to know before they get into anything super, super, super deep, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to prophecies, all that stuff. But I hope y'all got edified through the spirit. Once again, I want to end this video off by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashah. Until next time, I love y'all and shalom.